welcome to the WhatCar.com podcast. We might well have global warming to blame for the windy weather we've had this March. So this week we're going to try out a little car that's doing its little bit to cut back on emissions. Now, where did it go? Ah, you cheeky little monkey. Very quiet, you see. Electric smart.
Also in this week's podcast, we'll take a look at a row over electricity generation, how the budget is aiming to get us into greener cars, and this, Alfa Romeo's new Super Mini, the Mi.To. The new baby of the range is based on the Fiat Punto platform and goes on sale in early 2009 for around £12,000. It takes many styling cues from its big brother, the 8C Competizione supercar. Look at those frameless side windows, for instance, the tail lights, the front end, or those distinctive headlights. The Mi.To goes on sale with 4 turbocharged petrol and diesel engines, ranging from 90 to 155 bhp, but a hot GTA car with 200 bhp or more is also planned. The car was initially developed under the famous Alfa Junior name, but was then christened Furiosa in a public competition. Thankfully, Alfa ignored that. But Mi.To is pretty weird too. It's a combination of the start of Milano, where it was designed, and Torino, where it's built. Strange that Mi.To should end up sounding Japanese then. But whatever you do, don't call it the Mi.To. The Mi.To, the Mi.To.
Put your preconceptions aside. The smart electric car is no milk float. In fact, it can go from 0 to 30 miles an hour in 6.5 seconds, which is perfect for around town. It can also cruise at 60 miles an hour. Like other smarts, it's a little bit bumpy.
The range is just 60 miles, but this could increase to 250 miles with different batteries, as we'll see later. Because it's electric, there are no nasty tailpipe emissions whatsoever, a huge boon for local air quality.
So, in a way, it's a shame it's not a milk float.
The electricity for the Smart ED, of course, still has to come from somewhere, and some are concerned that the power stations used to generate this juice could be just as dirty, or even more so, than a car. Campaigners are opposing E.ON's application for the first new coal-fired power station in 24 years, for instance. They'll set up a climate camp at E.ON's proposed site near Rochester in Kent this August, and say the idea of a coal-fired power station is madness. The government, however, says new carbon capture technology will make coal use clean. John Hutton, Secretary of State for Business, Enterprise and Regulatory Reform, says coal and other fossil fuels will continue to be a part of the government energy programme, backing up renewable sources and the vision for a new generation of nuclear power stations. So, does the Smart ED simply displace all of its carbon dioxide output and other emissions out of sight and not reduce them? According to the Energy Saving Trust, no. It reckons using electricity from power stations means the Smart is responsible for a CO2 output of just 50 grams per kilometre.
All you need to charge up the Smart is access to a household 3-pin plug socket.
Of course, there are far more plug points than there are petrol pumps, but it's getting to one that might be the problem. With its 60-mile range, you'll need to be doing a very short round trip or plan your plug-in time very carefully. Smart is hoping the range of the ED could dramatically increase to 250 miles once more high-tech lithium-ion batteries are used instead of the sodium jobs in this car. They're already used in mobile phones, but lithium-ion has a bit of an overheating problem that's only on the way to being overcome in cars now. The recent Geneva show had the first ever cars that use lithium-ion. In the meantime, however, the Smart ED still has to discharge an awful lot of battery heat through a vent on the left-hand side of the car. Don't park it on long grass unless you want the most expensive barbecue you've ever had. So, how much does the Smart ED cost? Well, at the moment it's only being trialled and leased to selected customers for between £200 and £300. If it is launched to private customers, it's bound to cost a lot more than the £6,900 entry price of the standard car. Still, since it's electric, you won't have to cough up for London's congestion charge, and there's also no VED to pay. While the recent budgets kept this zero VED rate for cars emitting less than 100 grams per kilometre, charges increased everywhere else. Yearly charges for cars emitting between 121 and 225 grams per kilometre are up by a fiver, while those producing more than 226 grams per kilometre will pay an extra £100 at 385. More increases and more bans will be launched in 2009, with charges of up to £440 a year. In 2010, new first-year VED levies of up to £950 will also have to be paid. That's the lot for this week. See you next time.